Hello friends and families, once again welcome to Armstrong Computers channel. Today's segment we'll be looking at another aspect of how to create animation scene. If you could remember, we started a series of creating some couple of animation scene. I'd like you to look at a sample. This is what we did in our previous video, and you can see the leopard after the lady riding the horse. I'll be leaving the link here where you guys can go and take a recap, and also in the description below where you can just go take a recap of this, put this together and learn, and then get to know how to create animation scene. What about today's segment? Today we'll be looking at this. Now we'll be looking at family riding a horse, riding a bicycle, pardon me, and also you can see that there is a bird flying on top of the sky. We'll be looking at today. So therefore, if you are ready, let's take a break through the intro, and I'll be right back after the intro. Welcome back. So therefore, now as you can see, this is my background. This is the bird. This you see family riding, how do you call it, the bicycle. Okay, now let me show you the images that I'm going to use. I'll be leaving the images also in the description below where you guys can go and just download it and try your hands on it. So far as animation scene is concerned, try to leave a thumbs up, and also try to press the notification bell. Let me know if indeed whatever we are bringing to you, indeed you understand it and you like the video, and also say yes if you like the video. Now let's move on to today's segment. So as you can see on your screen, these are the images that I'm going to use, okay, to create my scene. And you can see this is my bird, these are the family riding a bicycle, and also this is the background that I created. Now at the end of the day, I'll be leaving all these images in the description where you can just download it, as I just said earlier on, and try your hands on this. Now let's get started. So therefore, to get started, I need to open my Sublime Text. So as you can see, this is my Sublime Text. Remember, I taught you guys that anytime you want to create your web page, it is advisable that you need to save your web page before you begin. Now remember, this segment we are going to look at how to use, HTML and CSS to create, animation scene. So let's begin then. So to save my my web page, might as well just click on File, then click on Save As. I'm creating animation scene, but before then, now let me teach you something. As I just showed you the images, let's go back to the desktop and let me create a folder. I'm going to create a folder and name the folder. I'm going to name the folder King. Okay, King Movie. Okay, so that is King Movie. Okay, that is the folder in which I'll be saving my web page into. Now let me go and copy the image and put the image into the folder. So what I will do is that I open this folder and create another folder in the King folder and name it as Armstrong, or you can name it anyhow you want it. So I click on New and then name this as Armstrong. Okay, so after that, let me just copy the images into the Armstrong folder. Okay, so as you can see, these are my images. You can see here this very side where I created a folder known as King Movie, and in the King Movie I have Armstrong. So when I click on the King Movie, this is the King Movie. We have nothing in the web page, and then we also have the Armstrong folder which contain the images I'll be using. Okay, so quick forward, I just have to go straight to my Sublime Text. So as my Sublime Text is open, might as well just go ahead and then save my web page. Then after that, I'll give it a name as index. Now, someone may ask, how did you go by? Let me explain. You also just click on File and click on Save As. And when you click on Save As, now come and select your desktop where you created a folder known as 𝐒𝐤𝐲𝐞, and then go straight to your 𝐒𝐤𝐻 movies. Okay, double click on the 𝐒𝐤𝐻 movie folder and then give it a name as index. So index.html, that is the file extension. Then after that, might as well just click on save. Now, after I'm done, the next thing I'll be looking at, or I'll be doing, is to do my doc declaration. Done. So I'm going to give a title to this animation scene as 𝐒𝐤𝐻 movie, any which way. Done. So as I've given a name to it, that is the title of my web page. I'll just come to my body here. So in between my body, I'll just declare some couple of words. First, I have to assign my background. So I'll put the cursor here, space it, and type background. So after typing my background, now my background is in the folder called Armstrong. So might as well just go ahead and type Armstrong. So it's going to be Armstrong / okay, the name of the background. So after doing that, you can see now why we did this very thing is because now the image is in the folder called Armstrong. So when I open my folder, for instance, and go to my desktop and I go to my 𝐒𝐤𝐻, this is it here. You can see now this is the web page and this is the Armstrong folder where the background is in. I'll show you getting it. So if we are done, what we need to do is that let's save our web page. So click on File and click on Save to save changes. To save changes. Now after that, open the folder and then go ahead and then open your index file. So as you can see on the screen, this is my kind of like my background or my web page. Now you can see that it is kind of repeated. Okay, so sometimes you may see this in your web page. Don't worry, don't be alarmed. We are going to use the CSS to enhance this. Now let's look at how to use the CSS. So back to my Sublime Text, you put the cursor on top of your title, where the title of your web page, as you can see, the title of the web page is 𝐒𝐤𝐻 movie. Let me show you how. So as you can see, when you watch the top here, okay, where we have 𝐒𝐤𝐻 movie, that is the title of the web page. So in the text editor, the name we gave to the 𝐒𝐤𝐻 movie, it is what that is displaying on the top of the browser as, okay, the title of the web page. Back to the text editor, let's work on the background to enhance the background so that the background will not be repeated, okay, on the web page, as you can see. Now as you saw, so let's look at that. So you press enter. I'd like you to go ahead and type style. So after typing the style, I'd like you to go ahead, press enter, and type background -repeat. Sorry. Now the reason why you don't need to type background -repeat. Let me show you something. First, we need to call the body because we give the background to the body. So here, call the body. Then you bring your background hyphen repeat. So we don't want to repeat. This is going to be no repeat. Nicely. So after that we save it, and now we need to go by the background size. So background size, so the background size, so first is going to be width and height. So the width is going to be 100%, and the height is also going to be 100%. Okay, so when we save this, after saving this, you also should just click on File and click on Save, or you can hold on to Ctrl+S to save. So let's do the background attachment. We'll do it fix. Okay, background attachment. Hyphen attached. Or flexed. So background attached is going to be flexed. When we come and refresh, so we have it perfectly. Okay, so it needs to be flexed, so we need to work on that. So now our web page, our background is set. Now let's bring some bird here. Okay, let's do some bird hovering on top of the page here. Now to do that, you need to bring your meta quest. Okay, so go back to the text editor. When you go to the text editor, so down here the body, press enter and bring the I always call it meta quest, any which one. So type meta quest. So in between the meta quest, you need to bring your image, which is the bird. So after typing your img, you need to bring the bird. Remember, the bird is in a folder called Armstrong, and it is named as B. Okay, so we just go straight, okay, to the source. So it's going to be Armstrong /b dots gift file, because the bird is gift file. If you want to know, you can just right click on the bird and click on properties, and you can see to give you that the bird is what is a gift file. Okay, .gift file, which has a file extension. So you come here and type .gift gift nicely, then after that you save. So when you come back here to your web page and refresh, you can see the birds. Okay, these are the birds, okay, flying on top. Now the funny thing is that as the birds are flying, now they are flying, yes, but I want it to be a little bit small. It looks too big for me. So let's work on the width of the bird. So you go back to the text editor, you put the cursor just after the quotes in front of the gift space, then you type width. Okay, the width have to be 16. Okay, so 16 there, 16% nicely. Then you save it. Now let's go back to our web page. Let's refresh it, and you can see it's a little bit smaller, which is okay. This is quite okay. Now we are done, and next thing we want to do, let's do the scroll amount. Now the bird is kind of slowing down. It's kind of like flying, but not too fast. So let's do like kind of like scroll amount so that the bird can fly through very fast. So to do that, go to your text editor. We have the meta quest here, space it, and I'd like you to type scroll amounts. Okay, scroll amount, which is equal to quotes. I'd like you to type, let's say 10. And then you refresh, so you can see how fast it is. Okay, you refresh, it looks very fast. Okay, let's make it 16 also and see. Let's make it like 14. see how fast will it be. So after you are done, click on save to save changes with it. Come and refresh your web page. Okay, this is quite okay. So now let's move on. The next thing we're looking at is that we are going to just bring the riders. Okay, we're bringing the riders through. Now how do we do that? It's very simple. Bring the mouse pointer here, then first put the cursor at the end of the close tag of the meta quest here, then go ahead and then press enter. So you bring another meta quest now. So in between the meta quest, press enter and bring image. So the image source, now we need to bring the image one after the other. Now to bring the image one after the other, what you need to do is that now in between the meta quest, this very style, I'd like you to press enter. Okay, before then, let's look at the image you will bring in. Now we want, what we want is that we want this rider to be first. So it's going to be A1, okay, B1, and then we have the C1 and then D1. So let's go straight by aligning. So we come back here, and then here we're going to type Armstrong because the image is in the folder called Armstrong. So Armstrong slash, okay, A1 dot gifts. Okay, then we highlight on this, copy, press enter. So here is going to be B1 slash gifts, press enter. I'm going to do here C1, press enter, paste, and the last one is going to be D1. Nice. So after that, I'll save it. When I come back to my web page and then refresh, you can see here, let's wait for it. You see, so this is the bicycle. There is very big. You see the space up and down is kind of big. So let's work on the width then, so far the sizes are concerned. So let's work on the size so that it to not be big like this, okay, scrolling up and down, because we want them to be, we want the bicycle here, okay, to be riding here. It shouldn't be too big like this. So let's look at that. So come back here to your text editor, on the first image, which is image 1. The image 1 is the lady, okay, the lady here. Let me show you. The image 1 is the lady at the back, which is this very one here, okay, this very one. So to do that, come back here and let's work on the width of that first lady riding the bicycle, which is their mother, of course. So, and then let's do it, the size should be 26%. That'll be fine. And let's do for the image B1, let's make that one 22%. And let's make for this, let's do 16%. And the last one, let's do that for 30%. Then after that, let's save it. Go back to the web page and refresh. So you can see now, you can see that now it's look okay. Okay, this it look okay now, but we want them to be riding on the streets, okay, on the road, because it's kind of like they are doing cross country kind of. So we want it to ride on a street here, okay, that the street not is hanging. So to do that, bring the mouse pointer on top here, though in between the two, this is the in between the meta quest, press enter and bring the attribute called break. Okay, so break, another break, so save it. So 3 breaks are okay. So to bring them down, refresh, and let's see. Okay, it is down a little bit, so let's break it down the more. So I'll highlight on this, copy, put the cursor at the end point, and paste one more time to save. Then after that, I'll come, refresh it, and let's see whether they are on the street. Yeah, that is it. So they are all riding on the street nicely. Okay, now you can see that they are riding backwards. You can see here they are riding backwards. Okay, but we want them to ride forward. Don't worry, we're going to work on that. You see it very perfectly. So now this is perfect. Now let's go back to our text editor, and then let's work on how do you call it, the scroll amount. But first, let's do the direction first. So we want them, now what we want them to do, you can see that they are riding from right to left, but we want them to ride from kind of from left to the right. So we're going to do direction and do the direction to the right. So let's bring the mouse pointer to come to your source code and your text in your text editor. Go ahead and type something we call direction. Okay, direction. So let's do that. So we type direction. So the direction, quotes, and you type right. Do you save it? Now when you come back to your web page and refresh, you can see that they are now riding from left to right. Okay, now the speeding with they are riding is kind of like I don't know, like slow, but want to speed it up. Now to do that, we have to use an element called scroll amount. So you type scroll amount, and we want the scroll amount should be, let's say 30, and let's save that. So 30 will be fine. When we come back and then refresh, so let's see how speed it is nicely. Okay, so I will see it now. So basically that is just that. So you can also kind of like go ahead and slow it down. When you want to increase it fast, you can just make it 40 so that to be a little bit faster, or any which way. Let's try it and then refresh. So you see how fast they are riding. You see how fast they are riding. So kind of, okay, so you can either make it 50 or any which way, and so on and so forth. Okay, all depends on how you want it. See how fast you are. So now you can, when you scroll it 0 or to 1, you see how the riding. Okay, that's the scroll amount. When we do it 1, when you do it 1 and then you refresh, you see they're kind of stagnant, as if they are riding. They are moving. Okay, kind of. So when you increase the scroll amounts again, okay, to let's say 35 or 32. Okay, let's use 32 and come and refresh. Guess what? You see there. So they are doing kind of like cross country and whichever. So basically that is just that. And I hope if indeed today's lesson has indeed helped you so far as animation is concerned, leave a thumbs up, and I want you to say yes in the comment section. Catch you in the next lesson. Bye bye.